This is March the 24th, 2009. I have spent the day clearing and cleaning the Henderson Family Cemetery on Red Lick Road in Irvin, Estill County. All the markers are now visible. There was about 2 foot of grass for this. We have the Hendersons are at the bottom end, closest to the road. Hebert, Lula, Albert, Christiane Cox, O.D. Henderson, Susanna Barker Henderson. Behind them would be my great-grandparents, Thomas Henderson, Alice Wagers Henderson, and 2 of their children, Lona Henderson and an unnamed infant. Next to Thomas is Luther's mother, Pearlie Henderson, and next to Pearlie would be Joe, who is Luther's father, unmarked. There are about 10 headstone, footstone combinations on the row behind the Hendersons. Most stones are not marked. This is Sergeant Lewis Cox, the Babbs, George and Ellen. 2 Babb graves beside the parents. Next to the Babbs is a Cowan. Behind the Babbs is a stillbirth, Sheila Madden. There is 1 headstone on the back fence with a footstone. And then Luther tells us that in the far back corner next to the small little cedar tree is another burial of a gentleman who fell off of that cliff and was buried in the corner of this cemetery. As we go back down toward the road, in the very front corner are other graves that are marked with headstones and footstones. All these names have been registered on the map. Just wanted to take a minute to share this video. The other 2 marked graves with temporary markers, it's been temporary for many years, are Luther's brother and sister, Mabel and Lloyd. The reserved spot for Luther will be front row next to Hebert. And the other marked stones are on the very front row. John Henderson and Albert, who only lived about 2 weeks or 10 days. That is the Henderson Family Cemetery, Red Lick Road, Estill County. This is March the 24th, 2009. The area at the top of the hill is maintained by the county when there is a death to be able to get a hearse up the hill. The hill is quite steep. They do not keep it maintained all the time, only when there's a need. This road takes you down to the Henderson farm and then out onto Red Lick Road. At one time there was a fence completely around cemetery. Luther said about 50 years ago. It is still up in places near the back and on the sides, and there are indications where there have been gates. There was a mountainside fire several years ago, and most of the large trees around the cemetery have been burned. This concludes the video for the Henderson Family Cemetery.